Merhaba arkadaşlar, yeni seriye hoş geldiniz. Serimizin ismi interaktif İngilizce konuşma kampı. Yani İngilizce konuşma becerilerinizi yoğun bir miktarda geliştirebileceğiniz, yüklü bir miktarda konuşma pratiği yapabileceğiniz bir seriyle karşınızdayım. Bu serinin üzerine ciddi bir şekilde yoğunlaşmak istiyorum. Kendimi zaman bakımından kısıtlamayacağım ve umarım bu seri diğer serilerim gibi yarım yamalak kalmayacaktır. Diğer bazı serilerimde olduğu gibi. Nedeni ise yeterince ilgi ve etkileşim görmediğinden dolayı YouTube benim videolarımı geriye atıyor. Geriye attıkça da kanalım çoğunluk tarafından bilinmiyor. Bilinmediği sürece benim maddi manevi kaygılarım var. Evet, kazancımı ben bu kanaldan elde ediyorum. Tek geçim kaynağım burası. Ama siz de takdir edersiniz ki ben de sizi bazı maddi külfetlerden kurtarıyorum. Dolayısıyla siz size düşen kısmını yaptığınız sürece ben bu serinin devamını getireceğim. Evet, şimdi ders formatı nasıl olacak? Hani ilk bölümden ben her şeyi açıklayayım burada. Diğer derslerde, bir sonraki bölümlerde bam diye direkt derse gireceğiz. Böyle ekstra bir açıklamalarda bulunmayacağım. Konuşma pratiğimizi benim en çok sevdiğim hikayelerden birisi, klasik hikayelerden birisi olan Tom Sawyer üzerinden gerçekleştireceğiz. Daha önce özel ders verdiğim dönemlerde bu hikayeyi ben kullanmıştım ve sonucunu da görmüştüm. Dolayısıyla bu serinin başlangıcını bu hikayeyle vereceğiz. Hikayeden bir parça karşınıza çıkartacağım, onu anlatacağım. Anlatma kısmını istemeyen arkadaşlar hemen konuşma kısmına geçiş yapabilir. Konuşma kısımlarına geçiş yapabilmeniz için ben aşağıdan bir şu dakikaya gidin şeklinde bazı yazılar çıkartacağım. Yani diyeceğim mesela 3. dakikaya geçebilirsiniz. Konuşma faslına geçiş yapmak için. En iyisi pratikte görelim arkadaşlar. Yaparak öğrenmek en iyisidir. Başlayalım isterseniz. İlk başta hikayemizi bir dinleyelim. Bir dinleyelim. Şöyle bir kulak aşinalığımız olsun. Sadece bu kısmını bir dinleyeceğiz başta.
Chapter 1. Tom and the Fence.
Tom? Tom?
There was no answer,
Where is that boy? Tom?
and Polly looked under the bed, but she only found the cat.
Tom?
She cried. Then she heard a noise behind her. A small boy ran past, and she stopped him with her hand.
What are you doing, Tom?
She asked.
Nothing.
Nothing. Look at your hand and your mouth. I told you not to eat the jam.
Oh, Aunt Polly, look behind you.
Evet, şimdi buraya kadar dinledik. Burayı anlaşılır hale getirelim. Sonra konuşma faslına geçiş yapacağız. Her sayfada bu şekilde dinleyeceğiz, çalışacağız, anlayacağız ve üzerine konuşacağız. Hepsi bir arada. Şimdi Tom hikayenin baş kahramanı, zaten onu biliyorsunuz. Tom and the Fence. Tom ve çit. Yani bahçedeki duvarlar var ya, işte onlara fence, çit deniliyor. Tom ve çit. Birinci bölümümüz bu. Hikayenin başlangıcında Aunt Polly, bakın Aunt Polly. Aunt Polly değil, Aunt Polly, eğer Amerikan telaffuzunu tercih ediyorsanız Aunt demeniz lazım. Aunt Polly, yani Polly hala veya Polly teyze. Biz teyze diyelim. Polly teyze bu şekilde seslenerek başlıyor. Tom Tom diye çağırıyor. There was no answer. Orada was no yoktu. Answer, cevap. Yani bir cevap yoktu demeye çalışıyor. Bakın hikayenin dili genellikle geçmiş zamanı, şimdiki zamanı, geniş zamanı ve gelecek zamanı. Bu temel 4 zamanı kendi içerisinde barındırıyor. Zaten A1 A2 öğrencilerin, yani başlangıç ve orta seviyedeki öğrencilerin bu zamanları bilmek mecburiyetindeler. Yani bu saydığım konu başlıklarını eğer az çok bilmiyorsanız, yüzeysel dahi olsa bilmiyorsanız lütfen gidin benim dersler içerisinden çalışarak o şekilde gelin. There was no answer. Cevap yoktu. Where is that boy? Nerede bu çocuk? Where is that boy? Nerede bu çocuk? Tom diyerek sesleniyor. Aunt Polly looked under the bed. Polly teyze yatağın altına bakıyor. Under, altı demek, look bakmak. Fakat, she only found the cat. O sadece bir kedi buldu. Yani yatağın altına da bakıyor. Oradan sadece bir tane kedi çıkıyor. Only, sadece found, buldu. Find, bulmak. Found, buldu. Geçmiş zamanda. She only found the cat. Bir tane kedi buluyor. Tom, she cried. Tom diye o bağırdı. Cry, bağırmak, ağlamak. Yani sadece ağlamak anlamına gelmiyor. Genellikle ağlamak olarak biliyoruz. Bağırmak, seslenmek, haykırmak anlamlarına geliyor. Tom diye haykırdı. Then, sonra, she heard a noise behind her. O duydu bir gürültü, behind, arkasında, onun. Yani arkasından bir gürültü duyuyor. Kim ne yaptı sorularına bol miktarda cevaplar burada bulabilirsiniz arkadaşlar. Kim? O ne yaptı? Duydu. Ne duydu? Bir gürültü. Nerede? Arkasında, onun, yani kendisinin arkasında bir gürültü duyuyor. A small boy ran past. Bir küçük çocuk koşarak geçti. Küçük bir çocuk yanına koşarak geçiyor. And she stopped him with her hand. Polly teyze durduruyor. Stopped, durduruyor. Kimi? Onu, him. Nasıl durduruyor? With her hand. Eliyle. Çocuğu eliyle durduruyor. What are you doing, Tom? She asked. Ne yapıyorsun Tom? Diye sordu. Ask, sormak. Nothing, hiçbir şey. Nothing, hiçbir şey. Look at your hand. Şu eline bak. Look at your hand. Look, bakmak, at. Bir şeylere. Look at your hand. Eline bak. And your mouth. Ve ağzına. Eline ve ağzına bak. I told you not to eat the jam. Ben dedim sana not to eat. Yeme. Neyi? The jam. Reçel. Reçeli yeme demedim mi ben sana? Reçeli yememeni söylemedim mi ben sana? Polly teyze bu şekilde Tom'a soru sorarken Tom da diyor ki oh Aunt Polly look behind you. Polly teyze look behind you. Arkana bak diyerek böyle sesleniyor. Evet, gelelim şimdi konuşma kısmına. Dilerseniz videoyu duraklatarak tekrar kendi başınıza şu şekilde bir okuyun. Baştan aşağı oradaki bilgileri biraz da sindirmeye çalışın. Ne denilmek istendiğini anlamaya çalışın. Buradaki mesajı tam anladıktan sonra konuşma kısmına geçmenizi tavsiye ederim. Umarım yaparsınız. Konuşma kısmına başlayalım arkadaşlar. Ben soru sorduğumda duraklatarak cevap vermeniz gerekiyor. Okay, let's begin. So, here is the first question. What is the name of the first chapter? What is the name of the first chapter? Yes, Tom and the Fence. So, at the beginning of the story, there is someone calling Tom, Tom. Who is calling Tom? Who is saying this part? Well, yes, Aunt Polly, right? Aunt Polly is calling Tom. Was there any answer? Was there any answer? Well, yes, there was no answer, right? Nobody answered the question. She's calling Tom, Tom, but Tom doesn't answer. Where did she look? Where did Aunt Polly look to find Tom? Where did she look to find Tom? Well, yes, she looked under the bed, right? She looked under the bed. Did she find Tom under the bed? Did she find? Bakın soru sorduğumda duraklatın lütfen. Duraklatın, kendinize zaman tanıyın. Biraz da üzerine düşünün. Cümlelerinizi düşünün. O şekilde cevap vermeye çalışın. Bir anda uzun uzun cevap vermenizi beklemiyorum zaten. Did she find Tom under the bed? Well, no. She didn't find Tom under the bed. What did she find under the bed? What did she find under the bed? Well, she found the cat, right? Under the bed, she found the cat. Who found the cat? Who found the cat under the bed? Yes, Aunt Polly. Aunt Polly found the cat under the bed. Then she heard a noise behind her, right? She heard a noise behind her. Who heard a noise? Who heard a noise? Yes, Aunt Polly. Who made that noise? Who made that noise? O sesi, o gürültüyü kim yaptı? Who made that noise? Well, yes, Tom, right? Tom made that noise. Did she hear a noise under the bed? Did Aunt Polly hear the noise under the bed? Well, no, she didn't hear the noise under the bed. She heard a noise behind her, and Tom made that noise. A small boy ran past, and she stopped him with her hand. Who was that small boy? Who was it? Well, yes, it was Tom. Was he a big boy or small boy? Yes, he was small. He wasn't a big boy. He was small. Did he walk slowly or did he run past? Well, yes, he ran past. He didn't walk. He just ran past. Did Aunt Polly stop him? Did she stop him? Yes, of course, she stopped him, right? Aunt Polly stopped him. How did she stop him? How did Aunt Polly stop him? Well, she stopped him with her hand, right? She stopped him with her hand. Oh, come on, stop there. She stopped him because she was looking for him, right? She was looking for Tom. And Tom was trying to run past. But she stopped him with her hand because he was doing something. Tom was doing something. That's why Aunt Polly asked, "What are you doing, Tom?" Right? What did he answer? What did Tom answer to this question? Ne diye cevap verdi? Yes, he said nothing, right? Aunt Polly asked, "What are you doing, Tom?" And Tom answered, "Nothing." Do you think he is telling the truth or is he lying? Sizce doğruyu mu söylüyor yoksa yalan mı konuşuyor? Do you think Tom is telling the truth? Truth, gerçek. Or is he lying? Yalan mı konuşuyor? Well, of course he is lying. Tom is not telling the truth because he's just a small boy and he is lying. And we know this from his answer. He just says nothing, right? He just said nothing. And of course, Aunt Polly says nothing. She said, "Look at your hand and look at your mouth." Why did she say this? Why did Aunt Polly say this to Tom? Well, because Tom ate the jam, right? Eat, ate. Eat, yemek. Ate, yedi. Geçmiş zaman. Because Tom ate the jam. And probably there is jam on his hands and over his mouth. That's why Aunt Polly says, "Look at your hand and your mouth. I told you not to eat the jam." What did she tell him before? What did Aunt Polly tell Tom? Well, yes, Aunt Polly told him, she told Tom not to eat the jam. Did she tell him not to eat the bread? Did she tell him not to eat the bread? Well, no, she didn't. She didn't tell him not to eat the bread. She told him not to eat the jam. But, fakat, did Tom listen to her? Did Tom listen to Aunt Polly? Did he listen to her? Onu dinledi mi Tom? Well, of course, or obviously, göründüğü kadarıyla, he didn't listen to her, right? He didn't listen to Aunt Polly. Instead, onun yerine, instead of listening to her, onu dinlemenin yerine, he ate the jam. How do we know? Nasıl biliyoruz biz? How do we know that Tom ate the jam? How do we know it? Well, we know this by looking at his hand and mouth, right? Because there is jam all over his mouth and hand. So, what did Tom do next? What did he do next? Well, Tom tricked her, right? Tom tricked. Trick, kandırmak. He tricked her by saying, "Aunt Polly, look behind you." Tom said, "Aunt Polly, look behind you. There is something." He tricked. Who tricked who? Kim kimi kandırdı? Well, yes. Tom tricked Aunt Polly. Evet, bu sayfayı da dinleyelim, çalışalım, konuşalım. O şekilde bu bölüm noktalayalım. Şimdi dinleyelim.
The old lady looked, and Tom ran away. Aunt Polly was surprised, and then she laughed.
Oh, I never learn. Tom always plays tricks on me, and I never learn. I love Tom. He's my sister's child. She's dead. But it's not easy to look after him. Tomorrow is Saturday, and there's no school. But Tom must work tomorrow. He hates work, but he must do it.
Tom lived in the small village of St. Petersburg with his Aunt Polly, his brother Sid, and his sister Mary. The summer evenings were long, and in the evenings, Tom liked walking around the village. One evening, he saw a big boy in front of him. The boy was a stranger. Tom was surprised because he did not see new people often. This boy had very nice, expensive clothes.
He's got shoes, a new shirt, and a tie, and it's not Sunday,
Tom thought.
My clothes are old and ugly.
Tom looked at him, and the big boy looked at Tom. Tom did not like him. Finally, he said,
I can beat you.
Why don't you try?
said the boy.
Well, I can.
Said Tom.
No, you can't.
Yes, I can.
There was silence.
You're afraid,
said the boy.
I'm not afraid.
Said Tom.
Yes, you are.
Evet, buraya kadar yeterli. Şimdi çalışalım bu kısmını arkadaşlar. The old lady looked and Tom ran away. Yaşlı kadın, yani Polly teyzeden bahsediyoruz. Looked, baktı diyor. And Tom ran away. Ve Tom kaçtı. Run away. Run, koşmak. Away, dışarıya. Yani dışarıya kaçıyor Tom. And Polly was surprised. Polly teyze şaşırıyor. Surprise, şaşırmak. And then, ve sonra she laughed. O gülüyor. Yani güldü. Polly teyze şaşırdı ve güldü. Hani orada dillerken de diye iş çekiyor ya. Surprised. Yani aniden. Şaşırıyor, devamında da gülüyor. I never learn. Ben asla öğrenmiyorum. Yani Tom daha önce de bu tarz kandırmaları yaptığından dolayı ben hala ders alamıyorum demeye çalışıyor. I never learn. Ya ben asla öğrenmiyorum ya. Çocuğun bu huyunu ben bile bile yine kandırılıyorum demeye getiriyor. Tom always plays tricks. Play trick, oyun oynamak, kandırmak. Play trick, kandırmak, oyun oynamak. Tom daima, always. Tom her zaman plays tricks. Oyun oynar, kandırır on me. Benim üzerimde diyor. Yani beni sürekli bu şekilde kandırıyor. Aa Polly teyze şuna bak falan. Teyze de bakıyor hemen. Her zaman bu şekilde beni kandırır. And I never learn. Ve ben never, asla, hiç learn, öğrenmiyorum. Bundan ders çıkartmıyorum. I love Tom. Ben Tom'u seviyorum. He is my sister's child. O benim kız kardeşimin çocuğu. Demek ki Tom yetim bir çocuk. Annesinin ablası veya kız kardeşi ona bakıyor. She is dead. Yani annesi vefat etmiş. O öldü. She is dead. Die. Ölmek. Dead. Öldü. Fakat it is not easy to look after him. It is not easy. It is not easy. Kolay değil demek anlamına geliyor. Easy, kolay. It is not. Yani olumsuz bir cümle. It is not easy. Kolay değil. Ne kolay değil diye aklınıza geliyor hemen. Devamında belirtiyor zaten. To look after him. Look after. Bakmak. İlgilenmek. To look after him. Onunla ilgilenmek. Ona bakmak. Not easy. Kolay değil. Tomorrow, yarın, is Saturday. Yarın, cumartesi. Tomorrow is Saturday. And there is no school. Ve okul yok. There is no school. Okul yok. Yani cumartesi ve okul yok. Fakat Tom must work tomorrow. Tom must zorunda. Bir şeyler yapmak zorunda. Ne yapmak zorunda olduğunu devamındaki kelimeler size veriyor. Tom must work tomorrow. Tom zorunda çalışmak yarın. Yani yarın çalışmak zorunda şeklinde tercüme etmeniz gerekiyor. Evet, yarın cumartesi ve okul yok ancak Tom çalışmak zorunda. He hates work. O çalışmaktan nefret ediyor. Hate, nefret etmek. Kim ne yapıyor? O nefret ediyor çalışmak. O çalışmaktan nefret ediyor. He hates work. Fakat he must do it. O yapmak zorunda. Yine must var burada. Çalışmaktan nefret ediyor ancak bunu yapmak zorunda. Yani çalışmak zorunda. Mecburiyetinde. Çalışmalı. Tom lived in the small village of St. Petersburg with his Aunt Polly. Tom yaşadı ya da yaşıyordu. Bakın hikaye anlatımında illa birebir buradaki geçmiş zamanı kullanmak mecburiyetinde değilsiniz. Siz kendiniz hikayeyi nasıl anlatıyorsanız, Türkçenin kültürünü baz alırsak eğer, o anlatım dilini kullanmalısınız. Diğer türlü mesela, burada olduğu gibi çevirelim mesela. Tom yaşadı küçük bir kasabada ya da köyde, St. Petersburg'un bir köyünde yaşadı şeklinde bir şeyler ortaya çıkıyor. Dolayısıyla çevirirken Türkçenin kültürüne göre yapacağız. Mesela Tom St. Petersburg'un küçük bir köyünde Polly teyze ile yaşıyordu demeniz gerekiyor. Tom lived in the small village of St. Petersburg with his aunt Polly. Sadece Polly teyzeyle mi yaşıyordu burada? Hayır tabii ki, cümlenin devamına bakarsanız eğer, bakın şuradan itibaren with ile diyor. İle'den sonrasına dikkat edin. His aunt Polly, Polly teyzesiyle, his brother Sid, kardeşi Sid, and sister Mary, kız kardeşi Mary ile. Yani ta şuradan itibaren alacaksınız arkadaşlar. With his aunt Polly, with his brother Sid, with his sister Mary. Yani cümlenin uzunluğuna bakmayın. St. Petersburg'un küçük bir köyünde Polly teyzesi, Sid kardeşi ve Mary ismindeki kız kardeşiyle birlikte yaşıyor. Yetim bir çocuk. The summer evenings were long. Summer yaz mevsimi arkadaşlar. Yaz mevsimi akşamları, evenings akşamları demek anlamına geliyor. Şuradaki s takısı lar eki. Evening akşam demek. Evenings akşamları. Yaz akşamları were long. Çok uzundu. Yaz akşamları uzundu. And in the evenings ve akşamları Tom liked walking around the village. Tom severdi yürümeyi. Walking yürümek. Around. Nerede yürümek? Around. Şu çevreler falan diyorsunuz ya. Around the village. Köyde yürüyüş yapmayı. O oralarda yürümeyi severdi akşamları. Ve bir akşamüstü yürüyüş yaparken bakın. One evening. Bir akşam. One evening he saw a big boy. O gördü bir büyük çocuk in front of him. In front of önünde, karşısında, him yani kendisinin karşısında büyük bir çocukla karşılaşıyor. Yani büyük bir çocuk görüyor. Tabii ki bu çocuk oranın çocuğu değil. The boy was a stranger. Çocuk, the boy, çocuk, was a stranger. Stranger, yabancı. Yani o köyün yabancısı. Millet olarak değil, o köyün yabancısı. Başka bir köyden gelme. Tanıdık biri değil. Tom was surprised. Tom şaşırmıştı. Çünkü he didn't see new people often. O görmedi, he didn't see. O görmedi yeni people, insanlar often sık. Yani sık sık yeni insanlar görmüyordu köyde. O yüzden Tom şaşırıyor başlangıçta. This boy had very nice expensive clothes. Bu çocuğun, this boy, this bu demek, boy çocuk. Bu çocuğun çok güzel ve pahalı giysileri vardı üzerinde. Mesela neleri varmış? He has got shoes, a new shirt and a tie. Şuradaki s, he has, onun kısaltılmış hali. He's got şeklinde de okuyabilirsiniz. He has got shoes. Ayakkabıları var. Hani Tom'un düşüncelerini okuyoruz şu anda. Ayakkabıları var. He has got shoes, a new shirt, yeni bir gömleği var, and a tie. Ve kravatı var. Tie, kravat. And it is not Sunday. Ve pazar günü de değil. Hani pazar günü ayini olur, süslü giyinirsin falan, tamam. Yani çocuk durduk yere süslenmiş bir şekilde Tom'un köyüne gelmiş. Ve Tom da ona bakarak bu şekilde düşünüyor. Tom thought. Tom düşündü. Think, düşünmek. Thought, düşündü. Geçmiş zamanda. Karşısındaki çocuğu şöyle bakıyor. Falan. Çok da şık giyinmiş, çok da pahalı. Ayakkabılara bak. Gömlek, bir de kravat. Pazar günü değil. Ne oluyoruz? Şeklinde düşünüyor. My clothes are old and ugly. Benim giysilerim eski ve çirkin. Tom'un düşüncesi bu. Benim giysilerim eski ve çirkin. Tom looked at him. Tom ona bakıyor. And the big boy looked at Tom. Ve büyük çocuk da Tom'a bakıyor. Birbirlerine bakıyorlar. Tom did not like him. Tom didn't like him. Tom onu hiç sevmiyor, yani beğenmiyor. Çocuğu beğenmiyor. Cüsse olarak kendinden büyük olsa bile şöyle yukarıdan aşağı süzünce beğenmiyor. Tipe bak falan şeklinde. Finally he said. Tom diyor ki sonunda. Finally. Sonunda he said. Tom şunu diyor. I can beat you. I can beat you. Ben yapabilirim dövmek seni. Yani dövebilirim diyor. I can beat you. Dövebilirim ben seni. Ufacık boyuyla karşısındaki büyük çocuğa bunu diyor bizim Tom. Why don't you try? Said the boy. Büyük çocuk da diyor ki, why don't you try? Bir denesene. Bir dene bakayım. Yap bakayım, görelim. Bizdeki karşılığı bu ama kelime kelime tercüme edersek neden yapmazsın sen denemek, yani neden denemiyorsun şeklinde bir şeyler karşımıza çıkıyor ama böyle bir durumdayken biz Türkçenin kültürünün gereği bir dene bakayım, bir yap bakayım. Bunu demeyi tercih ederiz. Çocuk da onu diyor. Well, I can, said Tom. Evet, yapabilirim. Yani dövebilirim diyor. Well, Tamam, yapabilirim. No you can't. Hayır, yapamazsın diyor çocuk da. Yapamazsın kardeşim. Şu boyuna bakar mısın falan. Yes I can. Yapabilirim. There was silence. Bir sessizlik oluyor. İkisi arasında bir sessizlik oluyor. Karşı karşıya gelmiş vaziyette. Bizim büyük çocuk diyor ki you're afraid, said the boy. You are afraid. Korkuyorsun. Korkuyorsun sen, diyor. I'm not afraid, said Tom. I'm not afraid. Hayır, ben korkmuyorum, diyor Tom. Ben senden korkmuyorum, dedi Tom. Yes you are. Evet, korkuyorsun. Evet, şimdilik burada durduralım. Konuşma kısmına geçelim. Buranın pratiğini yapalım. İsterseniz duraklatarak tekrar üzerinden geçin. Tekrar şuraya kadar okuduğunuz zaman zaten anlaşılacaktır. Çoğu şeyler hatırınıza gelecektir. Zaten soru cevap kısımlarında cümle cümle ilerlediğimizden dolayı nereden soru sorduğum anlaşılacaktır. Tabii ki ilk cümleden soru soracağım birazdan. Devamında ikinci cümle, ondan sonra üçüncü cümle şeklinde gidiyor. Okay, let's continue to our conversation. The old lady looked and Tom ran away. Where did Aunt Polly look? Where did she look? Well, yes, she looked behind. Aunt Polly looked behind. Why did she look behind? Well, because Tom tricked her, right? Because Tom said, Aunt Polly, look behind you. There is something. That's why she looked behind. And what did Tom do when Aunt Polly looked behind? Polly teyze arkaya baktığı zaman Tom ne yaptı? What did Tom do when Aunt Polly looked behind? Well, yes, Tom ran away, right? He ran away. Was Aunt Polly surprised? Was she surprised? Well, yes, of course she was surprised. Why was she surprised? Why? Well, because she realized fark etmek. She realized fark ediyor. Neyi fark ediyor? She realized that Tom tricked her. That's why she got surprised. After she was surprised, did she get angry? Did Aunt Polly get angry? Well, she didn't. She didn't get angry. On the contrary, tam aksine, tam tersine anlamına geliyor. On the contrary, she liked it, right? She liked this trick. She laughed, right? She laughed. Why did she laugh? Why? Why did she laugh? Well, probably that was a good joke, right? That was a good trick for her. That's why she liked that trick. And that's why she got surprised first and then she just laughed. Then she said, I never learn. Tom always plays tricks on me and I never learn. How often does Tom play trick on Aunt Polly? How often does he trick her? Ne sıklıkla kandırıyor? Well, always, right? Tom always plays tricks on her. Does Tom trick her rarely? Rarely nadiren demek. Does he trick her rarely? Nadiren mi kandırıyor? Well, no. He doesn't trick her rarely. He always tricks her. And what about Aunt Polly? Peki ya Polly teyze? Does she learn from these tricks? Bu kandırmalardan bir şeyler öğreniyor mu? Does she learn anything else? Well, unfortunately, maalesef, unfortunately, she doesn't. She doesn't learn anything. She never learns. How do we know that she doesn't learn? Hani hiç ders çıkartmadığını nereden biliyoruz biz? How do we know that she never learn? How do we know this? Well, yes, she says, right? Aunt Polly says, I never learn. She says it herself. Kendisi diyor bunu. She says, Tom always plays tricks on me. And does she like Tom? Does she love Tom? Well, yes, of course. Aunt Polly loves Tom. She says, I love Tom here, right? I love Tom. He's my sister's child. She is dead. Where is Tom's mother? Where is she? Well, yes, she is dead. Unfortunately, Tom's mother is dead. Is Tom's mother alive? Is she alive? Hayatta mı? Well, no. Unfortunately, she's not alive. She is dead. He doesn't have a mother. He doesn't have a mother. Aunt Polly is taking care of Tom. Who is taking care of Tom? Kim bakıyor? Take care, bakmak. Yani bazen kendine iyi bak derken take care of yourself falan diyoruz ya. Take care, bakmak. Kim Tom'a bakıyor? Tom'la kim ilgileniyor? Who is taking care of Tom? Yes, Aunt Polly. Aunt Polly is taking care of Tom. But it is not easy to look after him. Look after, take care, look after. They are same. Bunlar aynı anlamlara geliyor. Look after, bakmak, ilgilenmek. Is it easy to look after him? Is it easy to look after Tom? Well, no, it is not easy. It is not easy to look after Tom. And who is telling us? Who is telling us that looking after him is not easy? Who is saying this? Who is telling this to us? Bize kim diyor bunu? Yes, Aunt Polly. Aunt Polly is telling us, looking after to this child, looking after to this boy is not easy. It is not easy. She is giving us some information about Tom and his life, right? She says, he's my sister's child, but my sister is dead, and right now I'm taking care of this boy. I'm kind of a stepmother, üvey anne. And she's telling us it is not easy to look after him. Tomorrow is Saturday and there is no school. What is the day today? If tomorrow is Saturday, what is the date today? Yarın cumartesi ise bugün günlerden ne? Well, if tomorrow is Saturday, eğer yarın cumartesi ise, if tomorrow is Saturday, that means today is Friday. Is there any school on Friday? Is there school on Friday? Well, yes, of course. From Monday to Friday, there is school. What about Saturday? Is there any school on Saturday? Well, no, there is no school. All the students are free. They are free on Saturday. It is holiday for them. All the students in the village will be free on Saturday. Köydeki bütün öğrenciler cumartesi günü boş olacaklar. Bir kişi hariç. Except one person. Except hariç demek. Except one person. That person must work. Who is that person? Who is not free on Saturday? Who is not free on Saturday? Well, of course, Tom, right? Tom is not free on Saturday. What must Tom do on Saturday? What must he do? Ne yapmak zorunda? Ne yapması gerekiyor cumartesi günü? What must Tom do on Saturday? Well, yes, he must work. He has job to do on Saturday. So again, is he free on Saturday? Is he free? Well, no. No, he's not. He's not free on Saturday. He is busy. He must work. He has job to do. But there is a problem. The problem is he hates work, right? He hates work. Does Tom like work? Does he like working? Well, of course, no. No, he doesn't. He doesn't like working. He hates working. But unfortunately, he must work. He must do it. Aunt Polly is telling this to us, right? All of these sayings belong to Aunt Polly. She's telling this to us. Tom lived in the small village of St. Petersburg with his Aunt Polly, his brother Sid, and his sister Mary. Where did Tom live? Where did he live? Well, yes, he lived in St. Petersburg, right? He lived in a small village of St. Petersburg. Does he live in the city? No, of course. No, he doesn't. He doesn't live in the city. He lives in the small village of St. Petersburg. Who did he live with in that small village of St. Petersburg? Who did he live? Bakın zamanları karıştırdım, farkındayım, bilerek yapıyorum. Who did he live with in that small village? Kiminle yaşıyordu? Yes, he lived in that small village with his Aunt Polly and his brother Sid and sister Mary. What was the season at that time? What was the season when this story was happening? What was the season? Bu hikaye oluyorken mevsim neydi orada? What was the season? Well, yes, the season was the summer, right? It was summer. And were the summer evenings long or short? Were the summer evenings long or short? Well, of course, they were long, right? Summer evenings were long. And what did Tom like to do in the evenings? What did he like to do? What did he prefer to do in the evenings in that village? Well, yes, he liked walking, right? Tom liked walking around in the village. Did he like walking around in the mornings? Did Tom like walking around in the village in the mornings? Well, no, not in the mornings, right? He didn't like walking around in the mornings. He liked walking around in the evenings, not morning. And one evening, he saw a big boy in front of him, right? Where did he see that big boy? Where did Tom see that big boy? Well, yes, he saw that big boy in his village. Tom was walking around in the village in the evening, right? He likes walking around, and while he is walking around, he sees a big boy in his village. Does he know that boy? Does Tom know that boy? O çocuğu tanıyor mu? Does he know that boy? Well, no, he doesn't. He doesn't know that boy. The boy was a stranger, right? He was a stranger. He didn't know him. Tom didn't know him. Who was a stranger in the village? Who was a stranger in the village? Tom or that big boy? Well, of course, that big boy was a stranger. Not Tom. Tom is a big brother of that village in his mind. Was Tom surprised to see him? Was he surprised to see that big boy? Well, of course, yes. He was surprised. Tom was surprised to see that big boy. Why was he surprised? Why? Well, he got surprised because he didn't see new people very often in that village, right? He didn't see new people. For a long time, he didn't see new people in his village. Probably that's why he got surprised. Was that big boy poor? Was he poor or was he rich? Sizce fakir miydi yoksa zengin miydi? Well, he wasn't poor. The big boy was not poor because he was wearing very expensive clothes, right? He had new shoes, new shirt, and a new tie. Was he wearing old clothes? Was the big boy wearing old clothes? Well, no. No, he wasn't. He wasn't wearing old things. He was wearing very expensive clothes. New shoes, new shirt, and a new tie. Everything was expensive. He wasn't wearing something cheap. He has got shoes, a new shirt, and a tie, and it is not Sunday. Again, what did Tom think when he looked at the big boy? What did he think? Çocuğa baktığında ne düşündü Tom? Yes, Tom düşündü. Tom thought he has got very expensive clothes, expensive shoes, expensive shirt, and expensive tie, and it is not Sunday. What is happening? What is this guy is doing in my village in the evening? Why is he here? Did he compare, karşılaştırmak. Did he compare his clothes with the big boy's clothes? Kendi kıyafetlerini o büyük çocuğun kıyafetleriyle karşılaştırdı mı? Did he compare? Yes, of course he compared his clothes with that big boy's clothes. What did he think after he compared the clothes of him and the big boy? What did he think? Well, he thought, my clothes are old and ugly. This guy is wearing something very new, something expensive, but my clothes are very old and ugly. Do you think he felt happy for this? Do you think he feels happy for this? Well, of course not. We are talking about Tom, right? Come on. He doesn't feel happy. He feels uncomfortable. Rahatsız hissediyor. He doesn't like it. He doesn't like this situation. Bu durumdan hiç de memnun kalmıyor. Did they look at each other? Did they look at each other? Well, of course, yes. Tom looked at him, and the big boy looked at Tom. Tom didn't like him. What about the big boy? Do you think the big boy liked Tom? Did he like Tom? Well, of course, no. Of course, he didn't like him, right? Because Tom was observing him from top to toe. And of course, anyone would be uncomfortable in that situation. That's why he didn't like Tom. While they were looking at each other, imagine this is Tom and this is the big boy. While they were looking at each other, who talked first? Who talked first? Yes, Tom. Tom talked first. What did he say? What did Tom say to the big boy? Well, yes, he said, I can beat you, right? I can beat you, something like that. Tom said this to the big boy. And what about the big boy? Did he run away? Did he run away? Well, no, he didn't, right? He didn't run away. He just stood there. And what did he say? What did he say back to Tom? Well, he said, why don't you try, right? Why don't you try? You can try. It is free to try, he said. Do you think Tom is brave? Brave, cesur. Tom'un cesur olduğunu düşünüyor musunuz? Do you think Tom is brave in front of this big boy? Well, yes. Tom is brave. He can be smaller than this big boy, but he is brave enough. How do you know that he is brave? How do we know this? Nereden biliyoruz bunun cesur olduğunu? How do we know this, that Tom is brave? Well, we know this from his words, right? We know this from his sentence. He says, well, I can, right? He says, I can beat you. I can kill you. maybe not killing, but he says, I have a self-confidence. I am confident. Özgüvenim tam. I believe myself. Kendime inanıyorum. I trust myself. I can beat you. That is what he said to the big boy. And the big boy says, no, you can't. And he says, yes, I can. And there was silence. Who is afraid? Who is afraid? Tom or the big boy? What do you think? Siz ne düşünüyorsunuz? Who is afraid? Hangisi korkuyor? Kim korkuyor? Who is afraid? Tom or the big boy? Well, till this moment, bu ana kadar, buraya kadar, till this moment, no one looks afraid, right? Neither Tom nor the big boy. None of them are afraid of each other. But in the next lesson, we will learn who is afraid. Till this part of the story, we don't know who is afraid. But in the next lesson, in the next speaking lesson, we will learn who is afraid of whom and who lost the fight, because there will be fight after this talking. You can easily see that something is up to happen. Bir şeyler olacak. Because the heat is rising up. Ortam ısınıyor. The heat is rising up. Okay, this is the end for the first part. We'll continue in the next part. Evet, birinci bölüm burada noktalayalım arkadaşlar. Yorulmuşsunuzdur. Bir sonraki bölüme dingin bir kafayla geçiş yapabilirsiniz. Aynı kaldığımız yerden devam edeceğiz. Soru cevap kısmına olabildiğince fazla odaklanmaya çalışın. Elinizden geldiği kadar duraklatarak kendinizi uzun uzun ifade etmeye çalışın. Kısa cevaplardan olabildiğince uzak durmanızı tavsiye ederim. Duraklatın ve kendinize zaman tanıyarak uzun uzun cevaplar vermeye çalışın. Sadece hikayeyle ilgili konuşmanıza gerek yok. Hikayede bahsetmiş olduğumuz olaylarla ilgili kendi hayatınızda da bir yaşantınız varsa onlardan bahsedebilirsiniz. Mesela burada iki arkadaş kavga etme üzere. Böyle bir durumdayken fırsata dönüştürebilmeniz için videoyu duraklatarak kendi hayatınızda yaşamış olduğunuz kavgayı da bu şekilde anlatabilirsiniz. Basit bir dille yapabilirsiniz bunu. Ve gördüğünüz gibi akıcı konuşabilmeniz için, kendinizi ifade edebilmeniz için ihtiyaç duyacağınız temel zamanlar geniş zaman, geçmiş zaman, gelecek zaman. Yani bu üç temel zamanı bilmeniz yeterli. Ekstradan gelecek zamanla işte present continuous, şimdiki zamanı ekleyebilirsiniz. Bir de past continuous ekleyebilirsiniz. Evet, dersten memnun kaldıysanız like tuşuna basmayı unutmayalım. Bir sonraki bölümde görüşmek üzere. Kendinize iyi bakın.
Chapter 1. Tom and the Fence.
Tom? Tom?
There was no answer.
Where is that boy? Tom?
Aunt Polly looked under the bed, but she only found the cat.
Tom!
She cried. Then she heard a noise behind her. A small boy ran past, and she stopped him with her hand.
What are you doing, Tom?
She asked.
Nothing.
Nothing. Look at your hand and your mouth. I told you not to eat the jam.
Oh, Aunt Polly, look behind you.
The old lady looked, and Tom ran away. Aunt Polly was surprised, and then she laughed.
Oh, I never learn. Tom always plays tricks on me, and I never learn. I love Tom. He's my sister's child. She's dead. But it's not easy to look after him. Tomorrow is Saturday, and there's no school. But Tom must work tomorrow. He hates work, but he must do it.
Tom lived in the small village of St. Petersburg with his Aunt Polly, his brother Sid, and his sister Mary. The summer evenings were long, and in the evenings, Tom liked walking around the village. One evening, he saw a big boy in front of him. The boy was a stranger. Tom was surprised because he did not see new people often. This boy had very nice, expensive clothes.
He's got shoes, a new shirt and a tie, and it's not Sunday.
Tom thought.
My clothes are old and ugly.
Tom looked at him, and the big boy looked at Tom. Tom did not like him. Finally, he said,
I can beat you.
Why don't you try?
Said the boy.
Well, I can.
Said Tom.
No, you can't.
Yes, I can.
There was silence.
You're afraid.
Said the boy.
I'm not afraid.
Said Tom.
Yes, you are.